Well, this is the start of my installation series. So I've got a Alu-Cab, a 2016 Toyota Tundra double cab. As you guys know, my channel is already Idaho Adventures. I'm gonna do an installation, a full-blown installation on this Alu-Cab. We're going to be working on putting in, sorry it's a mess right now, but we're going to be working on, we're going to get a bodega refrigerator in here. We're also working on the We're working on the J water heater over here in the corner that you guys can see. And then right now what I'm working on, so this series, this will be step one. So this series will be on the Eberspacher I believe it's a B4L gasoline heater. So Eberspächer Airtronic B4L or M2-B4L is the heater that this is, and it's actually a gasoline heater. I've already installed it through the side of the bed. Kind of should have started doing this before I got everything hooked up, but there's enough room in between the side of the bed right here and then the outside of the fender. So I can try to get down there and show you that as well, so you can see how much room is up in there. But what we're working on today is getting the gas line hooked up, getting all the electronics hooked up, and getting it so that this heater can fire up. Basically, after looking at everything on this, I kind of decided that I really needed to get that heater in first and then kind of build the rest of this around that, just because it's that had to be in a very specific spot, and all the rest of it, the water heater, there's going to be a microwave right here, there'll be a sink right here as well, so all of that needs to get in as well. But right now we're just going to work on this. So I wanted to give you a quick idea of how much room is up between the inside of the bed and the actual fender. Just trying to give you guys a little better shot, but there's about 2 inches between the fender and the exhaust, and that's where I brought everything out. Now there'll be also an intake pipe up there as well. Hopefully this will come out. There'll be an intake pipe up there that comes out as well. You can see the outlet for it. I just don't have it on yet, but basically this is going to come down, and it's going to come, I've got a little bit longer of an exhaust pipe, and it's going to come out and right here at the side of the bed, and it's going to kick out to the side of the bed. Sun's pretty bright, sorry about that. Anyway, the fuel line will be getting that all hooked up as well today, so hopefully that helps kind of give you an idea of where this is coming out at. All right, so little dual action here, I guess. So basically what I want to do, this is up from the outside looking at the fender well. One of the things I did to be able to get into here so that I could get the bolts and stuff in is I was able to take this back a little bit, and you can see up in there there's quite a bit of room in there between the side of the bed, and that, so where that heater comes out, the heater comes out right about here on the inside of the bed, so you can see it kind of bulges out right here. So I think that'll work really well as far as so that gives you a better idea of the location as well. It's coming out right about here. This is the inside of the Alu-Cab. What I'm going to do here is just show you where I've got the, so it's called the Eberspächer Airtronic M2-B4L. So this is the gasoline version of the Airtronic M2 heater. This is really the only place that I could figure out in my setup where this could go. So I already drilled the 3 holes that are needed into the side of the bed. We've got it all bolted up, so I'm sorry, I should have showed you guys that before I bolted it up. I actually thought I was showing you, but apparently I didn't hit the record button. So anyway, there it is. It's all hooked up there, and what I'm going to show you now is I'm going to start working on what I'm going to use as the gas tank. I'm going to use a separate gas tank. I'm not going to use the Toyota Tundra gas tank because I've heard a lot of nightmares about trying to get that to seal. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to use a Rotopax, a 2-gallon Rotopax. And I'll show you kind of my setup here in just a minute of how I'm going to work that. But there's where it's hooked up, and we decided that that had to go in first. And then I will build everything else around that. Well, this is my 2-gallon Rotopax that I'm going to start on. I'll show you a couple things, how I'm doing the inside, how I'm getting the pickup in there. Now I'm going to also start working on the aero vent installation kit from AI13 Billet. They actually have a very nice vent that can go right here on the back of the thing, so that when you're pouring, or when, in this case, we're using this to the fuel as a pickup, it doesn't suck it in and close it up so that you can't get any more fuel out of it. This allows air to get in at the same time. Real quick, I'll show you what I've done is for the setup on the inside. Again, I am using, this is a very nice billet solution out of AI13. It's a nice billet cap. They also make this pickup so that you can attach a fuel line. So again, I've got a, oh, what is this? This is a 1/4 inch, no, I'm sorry, 3/8 national pipe thread inside here. So this is 1/4 inch national pipe thread, and this is 3/8 national pipe thread. So I was able to find a nipple in there for that, was able to slide the line up. And then this is a very cool product. This is from Unethical Manufacturing out of Canada. It's a one-way valve, so it should be able to, as the fuel sucks up, and then the one-way check valve will prevent fuel from draining out. Let's say we stop or stop heating, and the fuel doesn't drain back down, so you constantly have to get the fuel back up. So this is a very cool one-way check valve that I found, very tiny. It also helps weight down the fuel line so it stays at the bottom. But this is the way I'm doing. This is everything that I have hooked up, at least for the fuel pickup line. Okay, so now following AI13's directions, I'm going to have a 3/4 inch bit, that step bit that I'm going to drill out the backside of this. I've marked it in black because you don't want to go over, otherwise you'll have trouble sealing. So I've took a little pin and kind of marked it on there, as you can see, so that you can, so that when I get to that point, I know I'm at the right step. Basically what I'm going to do, I already kind of started to drill it just to get it started, but I'm going to go here on this nice flat surface so that the aero vent, as I get all finished here, so I'll get this opened up. Sorry, I should have had it open. So that this aero vent, as you can see, it'll sit down, it can go right through there, and it's going to sit there right on the flat, and it's not going to be up here on the Rotopax, on the mold line right there. It should just fit right there in the middle, and should give me a nice seal. And then I'll be able to open this for a vent. Hopefully I'll be able to, you know, if I'm running it at night, I'll just leave it like that, cracked a little bit, so that it can constantly pull in air. And then when we get back on the road, you'll just screw it in and close it up. That way none of the fuel spills out. So let's get going on this. We'll go ahead and get this hole drilled. You want to go very slow. You don't want to get too big, because if you get too big, it's not going to seal. So I'm going to take my time with this and see if I can't make this work. So hopefully you guys can kind of see. I'm sure you should kind of get the point that trying to keep all the plastics out of the inside. Okay, and I'm just going to double check it. The last thing I want to do is go too big on this, so double check this and make sure that I'm not too big on it. Take this out and just make sure that it fits nice in there. Okay. Make sure that goes in. This has got to come up from the inside, so it's not quite big enough yet. So you can see the rubber gasket on the underneath side, so that'll be coming up like this up underneath. So I got a little bit more to go. Again, I want to just keep checking on that. I just want it to barely fit. So we're getting close to that black line. Again, we're going to check this, see if we're there yet. Awful close, so I've got just a little bit, so I've got that last step to go, and I definitely don't want to go beyond that last step. That should do it. That should be right there at that 3/4 inch mark. Should just barely kind of set in there. That's tight, and I got to be able to, I have to be able to slide that through freely. So again, I need to go just a little bit more on this. Well, I could screw that in, but that's, again, that's got to come out of there freely, so I'm not quite there yet. Once again, we're awful close. Gosh darn. I might not have marked the correct step. I thought I did, but okay, well, that looks like that's it. Looks like from the outside of it is perfect. I just need to trim up the inside a little bit, I think, because that step bit, there's a little bit of a lip in there. So I'm going to grab my little knife here and see if I can't trim up the inside of that just a bit. Again, this needs to fit freely in there, so because you're going to be bringing it from the inside. So I'm going to cut this up a little bit, and then I will use a file to clean that off so that it's nice and clean inside there. So okay, so I got a little round file here. I'm going to clean this up in here. I have to make sure I get all this plastic out of there. And I'm going to have to make make sure that that inside lip is all cleaned up as well. Just don't want there anything underneath that gasket. Okay, that fits freely. It's not loose at all, so that should give me a nice seal. As long as I get this this inside lip all cleaned up. It's got a little bit of leftover stuff in it, so I'm gonna have to make sure that that's all nice and cleaned up. I've got a little knife that I keep with me. Maybe that I can clean up that lip under there. Oh, that feels a lot better. There we go. Should give me a nice seal under there. Thing to be careful of is I just noticed that this Rotopax is pretty thick over here on the side, so I was definitely right on the verge, right on the edge there, so probably could have moved it over a little bit further. And as I'm feeling in there, there is no lip on the inside, so I guess I could have went right down through the middle of that and been okay, but I think this will work. I think I've got enough room over there to make this seal nicely. So now I will continue working on the other, getting this up through there. So I took a little sandpaper and just cleaned up these edges, cleaned up around the inside, so that it's nice and smooth in there. So now AI13 gave a nice. I don't know what kind of wire it is, but it's pretty bendy, so it works really good. The little tip on the end of it, right? This goes onto it and just kind of sticks onto it like that. You put the piece up, and again, when you look at AI13's video, it says to go this way, but so far I've had fairly good luck with just bringing it up this way and able to snake that through. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that this end here is in the square, so you put that in and slowly just kind of pull it through. It should come up nice and easy like that. As you can see, it came up. Now we're just going to, you got to hang on to everything. You're going to put this down, hang on to that cap. And I'm actually thinking about putting some thread sealant on this. I mean, just in case. I've got some thread sealant so that is fuel safe. I'll grab that real quick. So I've been using this Loctite 565 thread sealant. It says that it is for automotive grade for fuel fittings, oil, and coolant lines. So I'm assuming that it's in pretty good that it'll work. So I'm going to take this back off. I'm going to put just a little bit of thread sealant on there. They don't show to do that in AI13's system or in their video, but I don't know, I'm just going to put a little thread sealant on there. I guess a little bit can't hurt, right? So put a little thread sealant down there just to keep that. I'm going to get it to come out. There we go. Okay. So now go back down with this. So hold that in there. Again, you want to make sure that this stays, that this piece. So don't take this off just yet. And then what they give you is they give you a wrench, and they give you two different wrenches for this. So the first one's going to go on the end through the thing, and it goes right onto this little piece here. It's got little grooves in it, so it goes right onto there so it doesn't fall. You can take that out. So you want to make sure that's on there nice and good. I probably should have put that on first, but I think I can get it. Put that on like that. Make sure that that nut's up inside there, and then you just tighten it up with that wrench. Now again, I don't know if the thread sealant should have went on there or not, but I'm a firm believer in that a little bit of thread sealant's not going to hurt anything, especially since it's fuel related. You don't want to twist this, you just want to twist this. And they say you don't want to break this off. So I think that's pretty tight. As long as I got a good seal underneath, this should be pretty good. Okay, it's pretty tight. So now I'm going to put this back on so that I can get this out. Let's see, I'm going to take this off first. Get this out, put that back on. Slide that little wrench. Because now I want to get this piece back out on this other side. And just like that. That should be pretty good. And then this is your vent. As you can see, there's a little hole right here. This goes down in there. So that's all closed. I kind of like things to line up a little bit, so I'm going to twist that around. Hopefully, there we go. So when when the fuel or when the Airtronic heater is running, I will open this up so that it can draw air in as it's sucking up and as it's going through the pickup. And then when we close it, we'll close it like that. Again, this AI13 and unethical manufacturing makes some pretty unique things. I'm hoping, I think you guys can see that little one-way arrow. So it allows fuel to go in, but then it keeps it up here so it doesn't drain back out. So it doesn't drain back out of this big long line. So, and this just goes inside, kind of down towards the, I want it at the front, like this. Okay. Now my next setup will be I'm going to come out with 90-degree elbow and then run the gas line down. I'll show you that in a few minutes. Well, I wanted to give a quick update. So here's, you guys saw me put the AI-13 in. So as you guys can see, here's the setup I have. So the tube runs down inside the pickup tube I've got in here with the one-way check valve that you saw earlier. This is how I'm setting it up. I found some very nice quick disconnects. These are meant for fuel quick disconnects. You can get these on Summit Racing, and they're designed, there's actually some that's actually approved by the Drag Racing Association, so you can use them on drag race cars. So they got to be pretty darn safe. So I got that. They're also, you can buy one with a valve or one without a valve. If you buy the one with the valve, it doesn't allow fuel to leak out. So I bought the one with the valve on both sides, so that way fuel doesn't leak out when I do that, when I need to refill this. Got my 1/4-inch fuel line coming down. It's going between the bed, and it comes down and it comes up underneath. It's kind of hard to see, but here, I'll jump down here, kind of show you my pump setup as well. So hopefully this will come out, but you can see I've just got a thing come up. So there's my pump. It's got to be set more than 15 degrees upwards, like that it's supposed to be. It comes over, and now you can kind of see my exhaust, how my exhaust comes out for the heater. We've got that all set up. All right, so this is my fresh air inlet for the Airtronic. So put a little filter. I found this on Amazon. It's kind of I guess to keep the big chunks of dirt and stuff out. I don't think it's not gonna filter fine dust, but I think it'll, keep a lot of it out. So what this is gonna do is, on this one, it's going to run. So right here is about where the heater comes out on the inside. So this is going to come in, come up. So the exhaust is on this side, but this is going to come up away from the exhaust, and then I'm just going to run it on the inside, and it'll come out about right here. This part should come out about right here. I put this nice soft foam. It's actually insulation for pipes. I put that on there so it won't rattle against the, either side of the thing. And then I'm going to figure out whether I need to zip tie. It does have a couple of little, if you can see that, I'll get a little closer so maybe you can see that, but you can get zip ties through there. So I'm hoping up underneath, once I get under there, I'll be able to zip tie that on, and it'll sit just like that. And the exhaust is then going to come down here, and the tip will come out right here, and it'll bend out and it'll blow this way. So this should be quite a ways away from the exhaust and shouldn't cause any issues. Okay, we are going to get this up in there. Able to pull this, take these out and pull this back. So probably get that up in there and feed it across over there. I've got my clamp on there, so we'll get that up onto the thing inside. And sorry, intake. Wish there was a way to show you guys up in here where this was, but there isn't. So just gonna have to trust me on this. Okay, got it on. I just need to get the clamp turned around a little bit so I can get in there and tighten it up. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to do here is just to kind of make sure that my this exhaust doesn't get too hot up against the pickup. I mean, it's probably got 2 inches around it the entire way, but the company that I bought the stuff from, some of the parts for the heater from, they have this fiberglass insulation that goes around the exhaust. It's a tube. It's made out of fiberglass, so you definitely don't want to use this with your bare hands, because you'll get fiberglass pieces in you. But it's basically just a sleeve, and this is good. This is good up to 1,000 degrees, so it'll help keep, in case there's any heat in here that might burn the paint or anything like that. This should do a good job of kind of keeping that heat down. So just be careful with it. It's fiberglass, so it's, you definitely don't want to be, you can see I'm just kind of doing it up along the thing there, and I'll get it clear up on top, and we'll go all the way to the bend, all the way back to the heater, and then I will get some stainless steel stuff around. I'll get some stainless steel zip ties and do that around it. And also, don't tell my wife I'm using one of her good pair of scissors. Probably wring my neck if she knew I was cutting fiberglass with it, but it's the only one that I think I could get to do a good job of cutting the fiberglass. So I'm going to cut it right at the end, and then have a little extra in there. Anyway, I got this from Heatso. They are the Airtronic dealer for the U.S. I think they're the Airtronic, I know they're one of the distributors because I bought all the stuff from Heatso. So, but you can pick this up from them. Again, it's good up to 1,000 degrees, so I thought that was pretty good. I'm going to get my clamp. So I'm going to get my clamp back in there, and then we are going to put this back on, and hopefully this will prevent the heat from getting to the paint, and this should work really good. There we go, pretty easy. But I will get like I said, I am going to get a piece of get a stainless steel zip tie and put up around the top of it so it doesn't fall down. I don't have one of those. I need to order that from Amazon today. So anyway, hope that makes sense. All right, everyone, finally got the heater hooked up. Got it all wired in. There was a wire already through the hole in the side of the bed, so that's all marine grade wire that has an outside shield and then 2 inner shields. That goes down to my pump down underneath the bed that I showed you earlier. This is a fuse for the thermostat, and just wanted to give you guys a quick idea of the heat coming out of this. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's about 300 degrees, 250 to 300 degrees is what it comes out. So that should run me out of here very quickly. Shouldn't take long to warm this up when all the doors are closed. Wired this up into my fuse panel. So this is a constant 12 volts here. It's just on the back of my electrical panel. And then I've got the thermostat, and wanted to show you the thermostat real quick. So this is the Eberspacher thermostat. As you can see, we'll light that up. So I've got it set for about 78 degrees in here right now. So I'm going to close everything up, make sure the thermostat shuts off. But I'm planning on hooking this up. I'm planning on putting that thermostat right there. And this is on the flip up piece for the bed. That way when we're in bed, if it gets too hot or too cold, I can run that thermostat. I can just do it from laying in bed. So hope for getting the Eberspacher hooked up. Now the next thing for me to get hooked up is the AUSJ water heater. So please stay tuned for getting this AUSJ water heater hooked up. This is the Duetto Gen 3 that you guys are seeing here. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. We'll get all the water ran and start working on that. Stay tuned.